Hello, all my favorite peoples out there in TV land. 2. And here we go.
Welcome to a Cigar Hustlers Podcast. Premium cigars, unfiltered opinions, and conversations with no boundaries. I'm your host, Mikey, I Complain Too Much, joined by co-host, the famous Steve. Hit it? There you go.
That's what he looks like.
And that's the man. That's the man who answers the phone, deals with all your needy texts, everything.
Yeah.
And in engineering, the one and the only Phil McGuffey. I just push buttons like a monkey, not even a trained monkey.
And how?
From cigars, sports, and business to pop culture and the wildest headlines, if it's worth discussing, we're talking about it. No scripts, no safe spaces, just real perspectives, big laughs, and chaos at any moment. Settle in and welcome to a Cigar Hustlers Podcast. On today's show, Florida has sky taxis.
Oh.
Here's the gun story. Enjoy. No meta at school. Then in cigars, no news in American, so we have lots of international cigar news.
Nice.
But first, Phil, tell us.
Oh, God.
Tell us about the swag at chpod.com and try your very best to be correct.
What you need to do first is wherever you're viewing or listening, you need to like and subscribe. Hit that button. And then you need to go to chpod.com where we have all the new swag and latest gear. Same thing. Kind of like the new Superstar shirt with Triple G. Mm-hmm. So get yours while it lasts. Then you need to go to patreon.com. Check out our Patreon. When you search for it, search for a Cigar Hustlers Podcast, and then hit subscribe because that's a great show. All right. To the comments, my Mikey.
There you go. Before I jump there, I'm going to say thank you very much to Julian G., Sweeney, Corey Davis, and David Hasselhoffman for your support. They've all picked up some swag from us as of recent.
Sweeney definitely got the Triple G.
He definitely did get. He got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I fixed the lounge again.
Okay.
But now this show is not up yet.
Uh-oh. Almost.
Can't win. Well, I will make a couple comments. You didn't cover all the comments from the show, but you did a good job picking up and saying, "Oh, hey, I missed a couple things." So
yeah, I didn't know how to get on the lounge.
So I'm going to cover a couple of them. Well, these are all from YouTube. Like CW63883 from not last episode, but the previous one said, "Good morning, my friends from the beach in beautiful South Florida." So I guess he's got a little downtime.
Oh, I didn't know if I should read that. I did skip over that.
Oh, you skipped it?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's like a comment that should have been read or.
Oh, I thought. I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
You did easy button. You did the pussy thing. At Lance Frazier, this is perfect. 4748 says, "I just want to say Steve at the shop is the bomb. Very helpful, great employee. Just one more reason I buy from Cigar Hustler."
Nice.
So there you go. Because we had as we're kind of developing the site, we had a couple snags and stuff, and I figured out a way to make sure that we could figure out when something goes wrong and what happens. So we got in front of that, and you performed. Steve doesn't talk much, by the way.
Awesome. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate it.
Steve is a man of few words when there's a dude. It's just us talking. There's nothing for you to worry about. You know.
No, I just didn't know where you wanted me to jump in at or what.
Well, you can interrupt them anytime.
Jump in at any time. And I will say, I haven't listened to the entire show yet, but I started to listen to it, and I think that Siggy and Keanu did a fantastic job.
Yeah, no, they did. They did great. I told them at the end, I was like, man, you guys did awesome.
Yeah. And I love the fact that how pale Keanu looks on the camera is amazing. It's almost like you could see through him.
Yeah, I tried different lighting and stuff. I was like, you know what? You're just a Casper, bro. I'm just going with this.
Yeah, and dude, I came in last night to get the hard drive, and you put everything away. Everything was charging. You didn't just walk out.
Right, yeah, no. I tried my best.
You did a damn good job, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Nicely done.
Might not need Palmer soon.
Well, who's going to give us these notes?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. There's no thumbnails on the last 2 episodes. I passed out last night. I woke up. I was like, oh, I'm not done yet. I gotta finish this because we did the podcast with Chi-Town.
Right. Yeah, I saw.
So, okay, let's see here. From episode 598, at Lance Frazier 4748 says, I truly enjoyed these guys. It was an awesome podcast. Phil actually stepped up today.
Oh, look at that. A little comment. Thank you.
Ooh, double positive for Phil.
Thank you, peoples.
At Ruckus Unchained
Oh, Mikey's mom.
says, good to know the show can survive my boys being out. Great show. Here's one from the previous episode. Monique, Dominique, Martinique. I know you could do it, Mikey. Also, it's really nice of you to keep having Alex on the number one podcast, the number one cigar podcast, ACHP. That's right. Attaboy.
Yes.
Let me see if there's any other comments real quick. Oh, yeah. At 4 Kiwi G-Man, Keanu and Siggy, a great start to hosting a podcast. Both of you have good knowledge of cigars, and it was good edutainment for the 60-odd minutes of the episode. Yeah, good reviews, man.
Yeah.
Good reviews. I mean, Siggy's a highly intelligent individual.
Oh, yeah.
And Keanu's funny.
Yeah, and Keanu knows about cigars, too. That's a great thing, you know, especially for this podcast.
Mm-hmm. At David Hasselhoffman says, good to see some of the faces we hear about on the podcast. Nice job, Phil, keeping it afloat while BDP and the King are out.
You know, I appreciate all
so
you
many
out there.
nice things.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys.
So many nice things.
When Palmer comes back, then the other comments come in.
Isn't that weird how that works?
Yeah, it's almost like he's riding them.
It's so strange. At CW6383 says, Keanu is growing his facial hair back finally. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I don't know what happened there. He trimmed it up. Maybe. You ever have those days where you kind of trim and maybe just go a little too far and like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you're committed then.
Yeah, at that point, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we're recording this early, so that's all I really have for today. But if you want to hear your podcast read aloud on the show, simply comment below on this YouTube video or at the chpod.com lounge, which will eventually work completely right the entire time, but we're just not quite there yet. You ready to get on with the show?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get on with the show. Florida may be getting ready to take traffic off the highway and put it in the sky. Governor Ron DeSantis is promoting plans to begin testing what many people are calling flying cars or air taxis in Central Florida before the end of 2026. The testing will take place at SunTrax in Polk County, a massive 775-acre transportation research facility operated by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Sold by Robbie Doyle. Sorry.
Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big piece of land, though.
The land baron?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Robbie Doyle.
Yeah.
Robin Doyle. Was he in the room when you did yesterday's show?
No.
Oh, because you mentioned him a couple times. I didn't know if he was here.
No, I think we were just talking about like certain instances that would involve him.
Gotcha. Yeah. Technically, these aren't cars with wings. They're known as electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or eVTOLs. Think of a small electric aircraft that can take off and land vertically like a helicopter, while potentially carrying passengers on shorter trips. SunTrax is being developed specifically to test this technology with vertiports, aircraft hangars, high-speed charging stations, and even a dedicated aerial test track. And Florida has bigger plans than simply flying these things around a test facility. The long term is an advanced air mobility network that could move passengers and cargo between communities while potentially taking some pressure off Florida's increasingly congested highways, including the I-4 corridor. Before you'll be ordering an an air taxi like an Uber, though, the aircraft infrastructure and operating procedures still have to go through extensive testing and federal regulatory requirements. But if everything stays on schedule, Florida's flying car era could begin testing before the end of this year. So here's the question. Would you get inside one?
I would need extensive training.
Yeah?
Or is someone else flying it?
Someone else flying it.
Okay.
But you as a passenger, would you get in it?
Yeah, why not?
I would, dude. Absolutely. What about you, Phil? There's no way, dude. He values his life way too much.
Yeah, not happening. Yeah, all I could think about when you're talking about that though was a theme song from the Jetsons. Me, George Jetson.
Do, 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 do. Well, dude, but like, what if you have a job in like Tampa or something, and you wanted to be in and out, get it done, and then come back?
I don't know. I mean, eventually, like, I would probably get in one, but I want them to go through the testing phase. I don't want to be on the news.
Imagine if you were in the, I don't know, late 1800s, early 1900s. Forgive me if I'm screwing up the era. And you had a horse, and then somebody showed up with this car. Would you get into the car?
No.
No?
No.
But you're in cars now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they've been tested extensively. Like, kind of like what Steve was saying. Like, you need some training, you need some, testing. We need to get all the kinks out. All the guys are going to crash. I need to see how they're going to crash. That way I know not to do that stuff.
I would totally get inside one.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, what happens when the grid goes out like all those other taxis happen?
The grid goes out?
Yeah, I remember like the power grid went out in, what was that, New York or something like that? And all the self-driving taxis stopped.
And like I just crash?
Well, you're in the air. I mean, what if like the power turns off on it?
Well, it's a battery. It's plugged in or whatever. It's not.
Oh, they're gonna do I thought they were doing like solar or something.
It's got charging stations. These things recharge. Solar isn't capable of handling vehicles. Not at this level. Not yet, at least.
Oh, I didn't know.
If that was the case, then every Tesla would have solar panels on the roof.
Don't they have a car that's like solar panel?
Not one that can sustain.
Yeah, it was like one of the early ones. It was like the Fisker Karma. And I think it was just like to power the radio and some small things inside.
Yeah, the solar capabilities aren't quite there yet. Not with the batteries and things that are currently aligned.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we'd have to see. I mean, they've been talking about flying cars now since I was in high school. So, we'll
Dude,
see.
I'm down 100%. If it's affordable and it's time efficient, I'm in. And if it crashes, I die. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I guess your time's your time.
I got insurance. They'll be fine.
Well, this was the last episode of
Okay. All right, moving on. Look. Palmer's covering firearms. A major firearms ruling is now taking effect in Texas, and it could change what certain gun owners are legally allowed to possess. By the way, the people jumping off the boat in Iran or whatever, the USS Abraham Lincoln,
yeah.
the amount of hate that I got on our social media pages.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's fake. It's all of this stuff. I'm like, whatever, dude. We just saw the news report. We're just covering.
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal? People are very angry.
Well, I don't know why people get like that. Like, how do you know it's fake anyways?
The sad part is that people that get angry about it, those things get the most views.
Yeah.
Like by a landslide. It's not even close.
Right. Right.
So we're going to keep covering stuff like that.
Yeah. In other news, more people jumped off a ship.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. A federal judge's order has lifted restrictions affecting certain firearms and silencers for some Texans following a legal battle over federal gun regulations. The ruling centers on provisions of the National Firearms Act, the nearly century-old federal law that regulates items including short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and silencers. Under the judge's order, certain restrictions can no longer be enforced against specific individuals and members covered by the lawsuit in Texas. And that distinction is important. Sorry, dude. Like my nose is messing with me. This is not a blanket repeal of federal firearms laws for everyone in Texas. The ruling applies to people specifically protected by the court order, while many existing federal requirements remain in effect for everyone else. The case comes amid a rapid changing legal landscape surrounding firearms and silencers, including recent changes at the federal level involving taxes traditionally imposed on some NFA-regulated weapons. Supporters of the ruling see it as a major victory for Second Amendment rights and argue that the federal government has placed unconstitutional restrictions on firearm ownership. Gun control advocates, meanwhile, argue that regulations involving silencers and certain firearms serve an important public safety purpose. But for those Texans covered by this court order, the legal landscape has officially changed. And with additional challenges likely ahead, this fight over where gun rights end and federal regulation begins is far from over. Another piece of technology is being told to stay out of the classroom. Oh, that's the next story.
Oh. So they're just kind of like furthering.
So, yeah, so what do you think about so this is what's kind of going on with these silencers, right? And all of a sudden it's being lifted and people can purchase them. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm cool with that. I think as long as you go through the proper channels and it's extra money for the government because you got to pay a fee. I know here in Florida you can do it.
Well, there used to be a tax, but the tax is now gone.
Yeah, so no more pay.
Yeah, I think they should just, as long as you're willing to pay.
Right.
And you go through the proper channels, you background checks. I mean, I like people are armed. It's fine.
Yeah, so what's really kind of happening with the silencer thing, though, is that, like, I from what Greg was explaining, because he's obviously more gun guy than I am, you no longer have to pay that tax stamp, so there's no rule for the regulation, so you can just buy a silencer. So, I mean, you're still paying, I guess, your taxes when you purchase it, but the tax stamp in itself is gone.
Okay.
So,
Does that mean there's no background check for a silencer?
I don't think so. Why would you need a background check for a silencer?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, per se.
I've never bought a silencer.
I mean, I would assume they went through the background check when they got the gun.
Right. You know, or if you have a CWP or, you know, concealed weapons permit, something like that, then I can't imagine there being a big holdup if you wanted to purchase one.
Well, you guys are talking about law-abiding citizens. Like, what if, you know, let's just say Pookie. What if Pookie goes in and says, "Hey, I want a silencer," but he never went through a background check before?
Well, if Pookie wanted a silencer, he's probably not walking into a store anyways.
Yeah, that's probably true.
He's probably going to get it out of the trunk of somebody's car that was stolen
Yeah, that's probably
or something like that.
It's a good assessment.
You know? It's a good assessment. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, we're starting to kind of beat a dead horse on this, but at least this is Palmer saying, look, I covered it and give me a break. I don't know what's going on in Texas and how some people get to do it. I don't know what that looks like. He was kind of vague in this story, but I think that, you know, I don't know. I agree with my brother. It's a step in the right direction. You don't really need, I don't believe that you really need that regulation for that sort of firearm or accessory, whatever, you know?
Well, it's kind of crazy though that the government's letting regulations downgrade. You know, like they're losing grip on some regulations, kind of thing.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do, though. No.
Well, like whenever we talk about cigars, we always talk about like, oh, we can't let them have more regulations because then, you know, they'll start making more rules and it'll get harder to be able to smoke cigars and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if the government and society are actually working in harmony as they're supposed to, right, then the government should always assess any type of law or regulation that they implement. And then once they realize that that wasn't the right fit or maybe they feel like it was an overstep, they should walk it back.
Oh, I completely agree, but we just know our government.
Our government or just government as a whole?
Well, probably government as a whole, but yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story, man. So obviously I'm a big Claude guy right now. I've been doing a lot of stuff with Claude, right?
Okay.
And I was working on things as we were traveling yesterday, and Claude jammed, and you could see that there was something wrong. So after you submit something 3 or 4 times and you don't get an answer, it's like, hey, maybe you should go check out our site and see. It's like, isclaudedown.com or something like that, right? So you go and you look at it, and it says, it's like, yeah, we're messed up right now. Here's our data. And there's 4 different things, and it shows you where, like almost hour by hour, where there were snags, right? And 3 of those things are different Claudes, like Claude Code, Claude whatever, and then this bottom one that's completely green barred with 0 issues. It says Claude government. Not a single problem.
No. Yeah, theirs is perfect.
Isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah, theirs is
Like,
perfect.
isn't that like the definition of what's kind of wrong? Like, why? Like, what are you? Now I'm like, okay, now I got questions. So, what exactly are we clodding in the government? Like, to what level? And does that mean that Susie in the tax department is going to have no issues with her Claude, or are we talking about only like in-depth stuff? You know?
Like Situation Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like their Claude is operating without any limitations or guardrails or anything.
Just good to go. No, we're not down. We're not hitting any snags. None of that. It's just perfect
Just
the whole time.
Fable 5 the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. If my Claude sucks, I want the government's Claude to suck at the same time.
Yeah, it's only fair.
That's what you're completing this separation again. And I get it. People are gonna be like, oh well, the technology and we're using it for defenses or whatever. I'm like, give me a break, dude. We were living before Claude and having those defenses. All of those things existed prior to. So if we're relying so significantly on AI that the government can't function without it, then we got a problem already.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's like the self-service. Like they have better self-service than us.
Do they really?
Yeah. Yeah, they have they connect into I forget what it's called, but it's a government self-service. But they have full bar anywhere inside the United States. It never drops, never has an issue.
Serious?
Yeah.
No
Like
way.
Starlink?
dude.
Yeah. No, it's not. I don't know if it's Starlink, but
Are they all using Starlink?
I don't know what service it is, but I know that. Well, okay, I will say with Verizon, I know that there's a service in Verizon that's for government only.
Yeah.
And yeah, they get, like I just said, full bar, no drop,
All the time.
all the time.
No problem.
No problem.
Because their conversation is always more important than our conversation.
Yeah. My phone drops
Don't you have a
5-6 times a day.
Am I delusional or do you have a problem with that?
I mean, I understand why
Why?
that they necessarily do that. Well, if there's let's say there's an attack on U.S. soil,
Okay.
and they need to, they're on the phone, right? And all of a sudden they're like, hey, Bobby, we need to, put all these tanks over. Hello? Bobby? Bobby,
Right.
you there?
But why doesn't everybody have that access? Is it just not capable of handling all of it?
I don't know. I'm not that
Probably costs
technically.
more.
Yeah, just more money.
Yeah, I bet.
This one's cheaper, so
Yeah, they give us the budget one.
I just want the option to plug into the government one. If there's a premium I gotta pay, I'll pay the premium.
Yeah,
but,
how much is it?
I want the full bars all the time.
Right.
It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I hate when my phone drops, and it's like getting worse, dude. I don't know what the fuck Verizon's doing, but Monday my phone just didn't ring. Like I would get texts, but the calls wouldn't go through.
Yeah. They're probably doing. I used to do like inspection of like cell tower buildings and stuff like that, and they do like these updates, and when they do these updates on their software inside of those buildings, whatever tower your phone is pinging off of,
Yeah.
it has an issue with that update. It like takes over. It goes into your phone and it messes up things. So
You ever have those issues?
No, rarely. I mean, I have AT&T.
Yeah.
And I rarely drop service. It's more maybe internet than cell service.
No shit.
yeah, internet's going through a big fiber thing right now. So
Maybe it's time to switch.
yeah.
All right, moving on. Another piece of technology is being told to stay out of the classroom. Pinellas County Schools has joined other districts in Florida in cracking down on Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses and similar wearable recording devices. The concern isn't about the glasses themselves, it's what they can do. Smart glasses can contain cameras, microphones, internet connectivity, and the ability to record or transmit information, all while looking a lot like a normal pair of glasses. Under Pinellas County's policy, wearable recording devices, including smart glasses, augmented reality eyewear, and camera-equipped glasses cannot be used at school, on school transportation, or during school-sponsored activities. They must be completely powered off and stored somewhere secure and out of sight, such as a backpack, locker, purse, or pocket. School officials point to several concerns surrounding the technology, including student and staff privacy, unauthorized recording, classroom distractions, and test security. And Pinellas County isn't alone. Other school systems have also specifically addressed Meta glasses and similar devices as districts try to keep up with rapidly changing wearable technology. There are exceptions. Students who require certain technology because of an IEP, 504 plan, medical plan, or another approved educational accessibility need may be permitted to use a device under documented circumstances. So while regular glasses are obviously still welcome in class, glasses capable of recording what's happening around you are becoming a very different story. As smart glasses become more common, schools are making one thing increasingly clear. If your eyewear can record the classroom, expect it to be treated more like an electronic device than a pair of glasses. So, what are your thoughts on this, Steve? Tell me.
I don't know. So my wife's a teacher.
Yeah.
So she's constantly having to ask kids to put phones away and stuff. So, I mean, I could see why they wouldn't want stuff recorded at school. And I know that this past April, there was a bunch of people got arrested trying to wear them to the Masters.
Glasses?
Yeah, that's a thing too.
Like the Meta glasses?
Yeah, like Meta Ray-Bans.
Oh, why did that happen? I'm not privy to this.
Oh, you're not allowed to bring phones or any kind of camera or recording equipment in there.
Oh.
Yeah, and people got kicked out from that, right? Like,
They arrested some because I think they stated ahead of time, like, we know these are a thing now, and just because it's not a phone, you can't bring it in. So if anyone brings it in, you know, you'll be asked to leave or whatever. People tried to sneak them in, and I think a few of them wound up getting arrested.
no shit.
Yeah.
I mean, because I have Metas, I wear them everywhere.
Oh, yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, but like, I could see, not that I would go on the Masters anytime soon, but like, if somebody said, "Hey, man, let's go," and I just wore them, I wouldn't necessarily want to record with them, right? So even if I just had them on, I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, because they can't tell if you're recording or not.
They get the blinky light.
Yeah.
The blinky lights.
I think they just said, look, no
No,
glasses,
not
no
happening.
cameras.
Well, so why can't you record the Masters?
They have so many rules and regulations there.
Yeah,
They're just like, listen, if you want to come here, you're going to abide by our rules.
really.
If not, keep it moving.
What about you, Phil? You like Metas?
I actually do,
Is
but
your unicorn Metas right now?
oh man, I wish. Can he make that? You know what? That's a suggestion for the next one.
The price on those just went up significantly.
Right. You know, this is kind of crazy because let's say you take your kid to go get a pair of glasses, and the only glasses that they want are the Meta ones, and those are the ones you get, right? And you pay, they're not cheap.
Right.
You know, you pay a lot of money, and you got to get prescription lenses in them for them because they can't see, right? And then they go to school, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you can't wear these." Well, what do? You have to take your kid to go get another $200-300 pair of glasses?
Yes.
Yeah, but you said there was like a medical thing. So what if you get a doctor's note?
Probably if you can't see, like if you're blind,
Right.
I'm assuming that they're going to grant you access with the Metas, because then you can say, "Hey, Meta, what am I looking at right now?" And I'll
Right.
tell you, right?
Right.
And it'll navigate you. Like
Right.
no one's picking on the blind kid, bro, for wearing Metas.
No, I mean like okay, like even like me, like I wear contacts. Like
Yeah.
if I take my contacts out, I see shapes.
Uh-huh.
That's it. So blurry shapes at that. So what if I get a note from my daughter saying, "Hey, this guy's legally blind"?
Well, but regular glasses fix that for you.
Right, but you're saying I have to go out and buy another pair.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, if you're dropping that much dough on Metas, like, I don't even want to hear it.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but
You know?
some of these ballers out there, you know, they're not real ballers, and they just wasted all their money on them.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some people out there fighting over this,
Yeah.
for sure, which is dumb.
Or you just put a piece of tape over the camera.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
Yeah, I'm a little how
Come
the
here,
story.
Timmy. Come here, Timmy.
Yeah, how the story read about recording. I mean, I understand that, but It's not the recording thing I would be worried about, because don't like some of them have like the little computer in the class that you can't see from outside, but you can see wearing it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then they could just look up the information for the test.
But you got to talk to it. You know, like, hey, Meadow, what's 6 times 4?
Who said that?
You know? Put this on my screen.
Oh, okay. So you got to really...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I think the bigger issue with school testing is the AI shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are using AI to take their test.
Yeah.
But I heard that that there have been some people that will put in, like, if there's a way that you can put in like a security check where it's like a blank and the eye can't see it, right? But it exists on the paper, especially if you're doing like an electronic test. And like if you plug in the test to AI and it answers the questions, it's going to answer all the questions, inclusive to those ones that you can't see. And then the person's going to know you cheated, and boom, you're done. So I think that there was somebody told me about a story where a bunch of people failed the class because they did that.
You know, why can't you just go back to the old days of college where you used Google or write it on your hand?
Google's done, man. Yeah. Do you Google still?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, well, even Google now has AI. Like when you type something in,
Yeah,
the first thing that comes up is the AI response.
Yeah, but now they're behind. I mean, where do you go for your information? You go ChatGPT?
Yeah, ChatGPT usually. It's just an app. It's easy. It's quick.
Right. What do you use?
Yeah, no, I use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're moving on. Ready for some cigar news?
Sure.
Okay, cigar news. Jeremy Stamkos to release cigar sanctuaries at PCA 26.
Oh.
Who the hell is Jeremy Stamkos?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremy Stamkos will officially release Cigar Sanctuaries, the art and science of the modern indoor cigar lounge at PCA 26. The premium, I feel like I'm going to get hate mail now. You don't know who Jeremy is. The Premium Cigar Association's annual trade show hosted it's not in New Orleans.
Is this here in New Orleans?
He messed this up.
I thought Vegas.
Wait a second.
It's 2 years New Orleans, and then...
Next year, first of all, it's supposed to be PCA 27. And it's in Vegas. It's not in New Orleans. Aimed at cigar retailers, lounge owners, hospitality operators, designers, engineers, and private collectors interested in the design and performance of indoor cigar spaces. Cigar Sanctuaries focuses on the technical side of lounge environments, including airflow, smoke management, humidity control, temperature stability, filtration, acoustics, and long-term operational performance. Stamkos, the founder of Puros Environmental, has more than 30 years of experience in indoor air quality, HVAC, environmental systems, and contamination control. In Cigar Sanctuaries, he applies that background to cigar lounges, arguing that premium cigar smoking environments should be treated as controlled indoor systems rather than simply styled spaces where smoking is allowed. I agree with this guy. The best lounges don't fight smoke, and they don't simply try to hide it. They guide it, said Stamkos. When airflow is intentional and the environment is stable, the room feels calm, clear, and effortless. That is when the cigar and the experience become the focus. How expensive do you think this is going to be?
Super.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Tens of thousands.
Right? Easy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's going to be expensive,
Yeah.
but...
How about you give me some more? I mean, come on. You know Steve doesn't like to talk.
Yeah.
You carry us, man. Let's go.
Well, here I go.
All right.
But I think this is a really good thing because a lot of lounges, like it was said, I don't think it's a guide. I think they just don't care. I don't think there's like any care in the world of like smoke being in the air.
You think that's the case? You think they don't give a shit? Whatever. Put up the lounge.
Yeah. I'd say they don't give a shit because I say they think of it as like this. Like if there's only 1 or 2 people smoking in a lounge, then you can't really tell. But when there's 5 to 10 people smoking in the lounge, that's a lot more smoke, right? So did they do a test where they were like, okay, let's get 10 people in here, let's see how much smoke, and see if we need to put any more rabbit airs or whatever system they're using? They probably didn't. Most of like when we used to travel around a lot, like I've noticed when there was way more people in it,
Yeah.
it was bad.
Right.
But it shouldn't have to be.
I think it's a combination of things, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, tell me, Steve, what do you think?
I don't think I've ever been to a lounge where I've seen like you said, maybe 10 or so people smoking and it's not smoky.
Right.
I've yet to see that anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big challenge in itself, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's a combination of two things. I think that as far as air movement, to get it to go to that level, for one, is very expensive. It's it's not going to be easy, and in order to do it, like a retailer especially will look at it and they'll invest time and energy and make sure that the space is sustainable for 90% of the time. However, that one event a month or that one thing where there's more, multiple people, even if they thought of the airflow system, it may not be able to handle it. Now the retailer goes back and says, okay, how much is it to fix this? Oh, it's $35,000, or it's even more. What am I fixing? I'm fixing this for this one day, this one moment a month. Like, where's the break even? Where does it make sense? Are the people not going to come back because of this one time? And like, those are questions that the retailer really has to ask themselves. If all of those things, if all those boxes check, then yeah, they're going to have to implement it. Like we've always tried to upgrade our airflow over and over again. And like the next thing is just like some type of purge where you just suck everything out, as
Yeah.
And I think that honestly for us, we could use it. It needs to happen. There are still specific events, maybe 2 or 3 a year, where you're just absolutely packed house, and pulling that air out would be significant. But the problem is the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the customer appreciation. It gets pretty smoky.
Yeah, because everybody's here.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, it's gigantic.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a fresh air. We've talked about this before. It's like a fresh air system, right? Like you have to have a huge exhaust,
Right.
and then you have to have the fresh air system pumping in new air into the lounge.
Right, and where are you dumping it? Because that person's going to look like Michael Jackson. Right. That's going to be a ton of air movement.
Right.
So
you need a higher ceiling.
It's probably multiple units. There's got to be more than one like intake.
Oh, for sure. Especially depending upon like the design, the landscape of the property, right?
Size of the shop.
Yeah. Like where are you drawing the cigar smoke from? Are you drawing it from multiple locations? Where's the fresh air coming in? You don't want it going into where you're sucking the air out.
Right.
I mean, all of that needs to be considered, right? For the best outcome. So this guy's probably onto something to some degree. Cigar Sanctuaries, which focuses on 4 components: psychometrics, particle physics, smoke chemistry, and indoor air quality, was written to address what Stamkos sees as a gap in the cigar industry: the lack of a dedicated technical resource on how indoor cigar lounges should be designed, engineered, and maintained. Topics covered in the book include, he's got a book. Didn't even say it. Containment, directional airflow, exhaust strategy, odor control, climate stability, material selection, lighting, automation, maintenance, and environmental reliability. I consider myself fortunate that my professional expertise and personal passion have become so beautifully aligned. The scientific disciplines I've studied and applied over my career, particularly in optimizing indoor environments for comfort and health, translate directly to the world of cigar storage and smoking environments, said Stamkos. Limited copies of Cigar Sanctuaries will be available for purchase at PCA 26. PCA 27. I don't think it's PCA 26, buddy. You think he AI'd his quotes?
I think he might have had some help, and then he kind of rewrote it or edited it so it didn't sound as...
AI?
Yeah.
What about you, Phil? You think he... Phil, fucking give me something, dude. You did so good yesterday. I gave you all these compliments. Now you're just like, da.
I'm giving a lot of information. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know if he AI'd it or not, but in this day and age, I mean, if kids are wearing meta glasses to school and stuff, maybe he did AI it. But does it matter? I don't know. We need to read this guy's book. See what the real deal is,
Yeah, I'd be interested in it for sure.
Yeah. So get it at PCA 26.
Yeah, last year or this year. Plain packaging commences in Singapore. Since July 1st, Singapore's legislation dictates that plain packaging must occur before cigars arrive in the country. Retailers must now request distributors or manufacturers to fulfill plain packaging requirements on their behalf. Consumers buying online will be impacted as their purchases must also comply with plain packaging regulations. Businesses such as Davidoff of Geneva, Singapore, have prepared accordingly. The execution of plain packaging in Singapore is a global first for us as a company and has been an education process for all our colleagues involved, says Laurent de Rougemont, managing director of Davidoff of Geneva Asia Limited. It was a truly collaborative effort between our colleagues at the factory in the Dominican Republic and our headquarters in Switzerland and our Asian regional offices in Hong Kong.
So fancy.
Ann Chen, assistant brand manager at Davidoff of Geneva, Singapore. I mean, Jesus Christ, man.
Redundancy of the redundancy.
Confident that there will be a minimal impact on sales. We work with minimal on the short term, but it's going to suck long term.
Right.
We work with a loyal group of customers and anticipate they will return to stock up on their favorite smokes. And it's over-regulation. Once we reopen after the... Hold on. We work with loyal group of customers and anticipate they will return to stock up on their favorite smokes once we reopen after the COVID-19 lockdown. We anticipate an impact in the gifting segment, particularly around the various holiday seasons when we are popular with those looking for a strong packaging proposition coupled with our cigars, which Davidoff brand is known for. What happened here?
I don't know.
Like it's almost like as if he merged two things.
Yeah.
He's also uneasy about the sales impact on limited edition cigars. Original boxes are very important to collectors, says Lim. Without original packaging, the value of the cigars will be severely affected. It would be akin to a vintage bottle of Chateau Lafite being presented in plain glass bottle with no labels. Yeah, exactly. This concern is shared by consumers. Trusting your retailer is now of the utmost importance, and we know that some of them suck, maybe more than some. With plain packaging, how do you know you are getting what you paid for? This is a really long article.
Yeah, I think it was this kind of like what I was touching on yesterday with Keanu and Siggy.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about some plain packaging stuff going on internationally.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't agree with it at all. I mean, I think it's really bad because now you're just blind tasting, basically. Like, yeah, how do you know that's a Davidoff?
Because it says it with a plain packaging.
But you don't know.
You don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah, what if you're like a lot of these guys, right, and they take all the cigars out of the box or whatever, and then they put them in their box, and they have no labels, they have nothing, and then they go to light up one, and they're like, "Oh, what's that?" You're smelling like,
okay. So, all right. I mean, I got really nothing on this. Yes, it's over-regulation. It's an overreach. I'm not going to Singapore. Singapore needs to be, they need to work on this. This is stupid.
It's a super. I mean, okay, you as a brand, right? If for some reason America went to plain packaging,
right?
How would you still be able to show a Pustani cigar once it was out of the original box?
I would pair it with a complimentary suppressor that's no longer tax stamped, and I'd put the cigar band on the suppressor.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
That would work.
America.
So it's the bands and the boxes?
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just plain packaging throughout.
Well, yesterday's was plain packaging was described as just paper, like the brown paper.
Okay.
That was it. There was no label on it, no nothing other than a warning label that said smoking was bad.
Meanwhile, your Zen shit's got all these different colors. You can sock on so many different sacks at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Your batteries got little lightning bolts on them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a band is a huge part of the cigar. It helps tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of thought goes into the design of the bands and what's on the box.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think when I see somebody now, maybe this is getting a little too much into it, but I think when I walk into a lounge and I see somebody smoking a cigar and I can tell what cigar it is by the band, I can tell what type of person they are.
Really?
Yeah. Do you ever do that?
No, go ahead. Elaborate.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm going to have to say brand names.
Go ahead. I want to know where you're going with this.
Okay. So, like, if I see somebody smoking a Padrón, I'm like, oh, okay. He spent some money. He's sophisticated.
You know, the
he
1000
cares.
series? The 1000 series isn't that expensive.
Yeah, even the 1000 series. You know why?
Why?
Because that guy cares.
You think that because he smokes Padrón, he cares?
He cares about, It's kind of like, Steve with his shoes. Mm-hmm. Like Steve has great shoes.
He cares.
He cares. He has style.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I think of like the Padrón.
Okay.
When I see somebody, okay, let's go to like RoMa.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I see somebody smoking a RoMa, I'm like, yo, that dude's a badass.
Okay.
I mean,
That guy knows what's up?
Yeah, he knows. He's into cigars. He knows about tobaccos. He probably knows about, bourbons or whatever other type of liquor. Those guys are pretty sophisticated.
Okay, if that guy's smoking an EPC, what does that tell you about the guy? I'll wait.
It's a hardcore dude.
It's a hardcore dude?
Are you talking about like the Cro-Magnon?
No. I'm talking about Ernesto Perez Carrillo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah. What does that tell you
You
about
like
the guy?
Cigar Page?
He likes Cigar Page?
Sorry.
I didn't say Oliva, bro.
Or Cigar Bid.
Like Cigar Bid. He's a value consumer?
Yeah, he's a value dude.
Okay. All right. What about Foundation?
Oh. COD, baby. No, sorry. I don't know. I mean, look, we were talking about Foundation yesterday. Foundation for me, there's only a couple that I smoke. I think Foundation is a good brand. Like, I like their marketing stuff. The reggae thing is really cool. But
we ship the COD.
When I see people, when I see people smoking a Foundation, and I don't see a lot.
Yeah.
Right. But when I see somebody smoking a Foundation, I feel like they're in between cigars for some reason.
You feel like they're in between cigar, like they're not committed to a brand.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know why I think like that,
interesting.
but I just look at the cigar. I'm like, well, why did you grab the Foundation?
Yeah.
Was there not a Postania or a RoMa?
Okay.
Was there not the Padrón? Was there not the room? Like, why did you go to Foundation and not Room 101? Why did you go to Foundation?
Oh, you took Room 101 over Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. Let's even think of it like this.
Well, here's what's funny. Like, both of those guys work with AJ.
I completely understand, but for some reason, to me, when I smoke a Room 101, it's got a better taste, a smoother.
It makes your balls tingle a little bit.
I don't want to talk about that because then Matt Booth will get on here like a pixie.
Because it's attached to Matt Booth.
Yeah, boop! There he goes. He's popped up in the corner now. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna tickle your balls. No, but I do like Room 101 more than I like Foundation.
So, do you judge a person by what they smoke?
No, I don't think I could do it just off of one cigar. Because like he was saying, like, okay, the guy with the Padrón, he's saying he cares. But, like, what if his buddy bought it for him?
Right.
That's
a good point.
Like, I need to see, like, I don't know,
what
several cigars.
I mean, he could just buy the Padrón because it's a high-end cigar and it's expensive. He's like, okay, I only smoke the best. Meanwhile, he doesn't know. Well, so I don't take it that way for sure. And as far as Foundation goes, I think that Nick's I say this like a bajillion times, is one of the greatest blenders in our generation. Now, like, is it some of the business stuff that they do, question mark? Yes, but, sending something COD, I don't know what that was about. But, I mean, there's definitely some things there, but, like, we all have things, you know?
Yeah. I wasn't saying Foundation was bad.
Yeah, I know. I get it. You said it was bad. I get it.
Yeah, okay.
No, but like if you're smoking a Dunbar, and if you're smoking a Foundation, if you're smoking a Espinosa, if you're having one of these cigars, then I think that you're a little more hip to brands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like an Espinosa, what's up.
But if you come in like just I smoke legacy stuff,
Yeah.
you might not necessarily know what's up.
Yeah, if somebody's smoking a Monte Cristo, I'm like, man, this guy's lost.
Yeah. You leave that guy alone.
Sorry.
He pays a premium for those cigars.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something about an India Cigar Club open subscription service where I'm just gonna
India?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Come by it now.
Subscription deal for newbies, yada yada. Each month's
Great deal.
subscription includes a surprise edible.
Oh, it's an edible.
You get to eat something with a cigar. All right, you ready? Okay, now you got to do it with enthusiasm.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing?
We're gonna do industry's favorite game. And
Do you
then
watch this?
now I'm
Do you
gonna
watch
say-
the show?
Yeah, what's the score thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I say it, you got to go like, what's the?
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for industry's favorite game.
What's the score?
Good job. Can you predict a cigar score from half-wheel review before it's revealed? We'll give you clues. You make your guess. As the review unfolds, the answer gets closer. Or does it?
Dun, dun, dun.
The closest guess wins. Do you want the sparklers? Are they plugged in?
I don't know. Where are they?
See that remote right there? To your left?
This one?
Yep. Hit the power button. I'm going to give you the sparklers. There you go.
Okay, they on.
Let's play What's the
the
Score? August 18, 2026, Brooks Whittington Cigars, Nicaragua reviews Scandinavian Tobacco Group, Room 101,
Oh, here we go.
Johnny Tobacconaut Maduro Robusto.
Oh, that's delicious.
Phil, go ahead and guess your score.
99.
99. Steve, you go.
90.
90. Okay.
Yes.
Cigar reviewed. Room 101, Johnny Tobacconaut Maduro Robusto. Country of origin, Nicaragua. Factory, Tabacalera AJ Fernandez, Cigares de Nicaragua S.A. Wrapper, Nicaragua Maduro. And it's a binder filler all in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing now. We're transitioning off of seed origin, and this is where we grew it. Okay. Length, 5 inches. Gauge, 50. Shape, round. MSRP, $10.29. Box of 20, $205.80. Release date, June 5th, 2026. It's regular production, and cigars reviewed for this review, 3.
Oh.
Phil?
This is a really good cigar, so I'll be serious. 92.
Steve?
I think I'm going to stay at 90.
All right, first clue. The cigars deliver rich, full-bodied flavor profiles that evolve noticeably throughout the smoking experience, beginning with espresso, cocoa nibs,
Oh,
fudgy sweetness, and black pepper before transitioning into charred meat, anise, blackberry sweetness, cinnamon, and salted nuts. Phil's favorite movie. Go ahead, Phil. What do you got?
hey. You know what? I recant. 99. Cocoa Nibs is in there.
99. Steve?
91.
Construction is not completely flawless, as the second cigar has a large soft spot beneath it, its secondary band, while the second and third cigars each require a burn correction to keep their burn lines properly on track. There is only 2 clues.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did I miss one? Oh, yeah, no, okay, there's a third one.
Well, what's with these guys and burning issues? Like they got to be smoking outside or under the AC or something.
Okay, where are you going?
92.
Steve?
89.
Okay. Overall construction is impressive with excellent draw resistance, consistently high smoke production, and mostly reliable performance across all 3 cigars, despite their rough, heavily veined wrappers and unusually firm feel.
Wow. Must have been Matt Booth's writing.
Firm.
Vain.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This isn't a Postania, so they're not going to count off for it, right? For the burn,
Right.
burn correction. So, I'm thinking 92.
Steve?
It sounded like he liked it. I don't know if he's going to ding it as much for burn corrections as someone else would have. I'm going to say 90.
Bold yet refined. Here's the final thought.
This is fine, yeah.
The Room 101 Johnny Tobacconaut Maduro is an excellent example of a medium full blend that does not skimp on the flavors it delivers. The profile is dense and complex, with a wonderful blackberry sweetness on the retrohale that pairs well with the black pepper. Yes, the combination of spice and black pepper was a bit aggressive in the first puffs, but it calmed down nicely after that. And other than 2 minor burn corrections, the construction was excellent. This may not be the most attractive cigar in the world, but is one of the best Room 101 cigars I have smoked in quite a while. And I look forward to seeing how some rest changes the profile. Phil, what is your final score?
91.
Okay.
What was I at before? 91?
89.
No, I think I bumped up. I think it sounded like he really liked it. I'm going to go 92.
You sure?
Yeah.
You can't ask him twice.
Steve, unfortunately, you went the wrong way.
Oh.
It was an 89.
Wow.
Whoa, he had it.
Yeah, he had it. There will be no additional fireworks for you as I'm doing the editing. All right. Well, hey, this wraps up our show. Steve, thank you so much for filling in today.
Yeah, thanks,
no
Steve.
problem.
This is what Steve looks like. He handles all the for Cigar Hustlers. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and text him at his home whenever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's happy to help.
He works 24 hours a day.
24/7.
Yeah.
Phil, you got anything else to add?
Nope. Thank you to everybody listening to us, and thank you for all the comments for yesterday. That was great.
Yeah. And then thanks for botching it today.
Yeah. Wow.
Like and subscribe wherever you're viewing or listening to the show. Check out chpod.com for all your swag. Patreon.com, Us Cigar Hustlers Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We hope we provided great edutainment for you today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Bye. Boop.
1.